Hi guys, I'm Eileen. Today I want to talk about money. On this channel, I talk a lot about mindful designer shopping tips, but essentially, shopping needs money. In fact, a lot of things in life are not free, so even though money is not everything, it is a resource we all need, so it's really essential to manage it wisely. I feel like this is even more important if you're into designer shopping because luxury items are expensive. So a few mindless shopping trips might have quite an impact on your financial position. Ever since I came across luxury minimalism, I've been managing my money so much better and I feel so much more in control. So today, I want to share with you the 7 tips of how you can manage your money wisely and enjoy designer shopping responsibly. First of all, you definitely want to pay yourself first. This is a phrase that's very commonly used in the world of personal finance, and I think is a fantastic practice for everyone. Essentially, you want to reserve a percentage of your payslip for yourself and your future, and then live off the rest. For example, if you get paid £1,000 a month and you want to save 20% of it, you would then create a lifestyle that costs no more than £800 a month. So that is the figure you use to plan your expenses and spending. I know some working couples who would make it a goal to save one of their pay slips every month. So they're living as if they were an one income family. Now the percentage and the figure can vary for everyone, but the key is this is the money you save for your future financial security, so it should be seen as top priority. At first, you will need a bit of self-discipline. So just to prevent yourself from getting distracted, it might be a good idea to set up some kind of automation. So for example, you could direct part of your payslip to an investment account. That way, you will have no access to the money, therefore no temptation. Now, paying yourself is quite different from treating yourself to instant gratification. So for example, when you buy a nice pair of designer shoes, you might feel great for a short while, but essentially you're still paying for the product and not yourself. Many of us work very hard for our money, so the moment you get paid, it's so important to pay yourself first before handing over the money to any products, services, or businesses. The next step to manage your money like a luxury minimalist is to save up an emergency fund. This is the money you use for real emergencies such as job loss, illness, car repairs, and so on. This is not the money you use if you get a phone call about a luxury handbag you don't have the cash for. A lot of financial advisors will recommend having a reserve of 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. Now, the exact figure really depends on your personal circumstances. Some people are quite happy with having a reserve of 3 months, other people might go for 12 months. But the key is you want to have some kind of cash cushion just so you don't have to panic if an urgent situation ever comes up. Now, this pot of money will take you some time to save up, but it will give you so much peace of mind. If you really dislike your job, you could walk away today and take some time to look for a new job and hopefully a happier setting. I went on unpaid leaves for about 2 months last year, and just knowing I had my emergency fund ready helped me sleep so much better in the night. The next tip to manage your money is to prioritize paying off debts, especially those with very high interests. Typically, consumers' debts come with the highest interest rates. The interest for credit card bills, for example, can be as high as 18%. So if you have any outstanding credit card bills, I would suggest to clear them as soon as possible. In fact, I'll go as far as saying don't buy anything non-essential until you've paid this off. And just to put things into perspectives, not one investment in the world can guarantee you a return of 18%. But if you pay your credit card bill off today, that right there is a return of 18%. In the financial world though, not all debts are bad. So for example, the interest rates for mortgages and businesses are quite low at the moment. So some people might see that as a leverage and use the extra cash for investing. Even though it might make sense mathematically, I know some people just rather be debt free. On that note, I would love to know if you would rather be completely debt free, or would you see that as an opportunity to put the money to work for you? My next money tip is to make good use of credit cards. Now, I know I've just said the interest rates for credit cards are very high, but I don't think credit cards themselves are evil. If anything, I think we can use them to our good advantage. First of all, using credit cards are safer compared to debit cards because when you use a debit card, your cash will leave your bank account directly and immediately, which means it's harder to reverse any fraud. Whereas with a credit card, we are essentially spending the bank's money first. So if there's any suspicious transaction, we can always dispute it. Secondly, a lot of credit cards are now offering rewards like cashback, air miles, discounts, and so on. So, with a bit of self discipline, I think credit cards can be great for healthy spending habits. I now use credit cards for almost any payments, especially because it's so much easier to track all my expenses in one place. So for me, that itself is a big bonus because it has simplified my life so much. So I'll definitely recommend everyone to do some research and look for a credit card that best suits your needs. And don't forget to run your credit report now and again, and you can use a free platform like Credit Sesame, and I'll make sure to leave a link down below. More importantly, make your payment in full the next month. And that brings me to my next point, which is do not buy anything until you have the cash for it. I've said this before and I'll say it again, but luxury items are completely discretionary, so don't get into any debt for shopping. In short, credit cards are great, but if you feel like you are constantly being tempted to spend beyond your means, probably consider cancelling them for a bit until you regain full control of your spending habits. The next way to manage your money like a luxury minimalist is to declutter and sell the items that no longer serve you. I've done a video about this before, so if you're interested, make sure to check it out. For me, luxury minimalism is all about keeping the things we enjoy using, not what we enjoy having or even just looking at. This is why I really like to look through my closet every now and again just to review my collection. In the last few years, I've sold many items from my luxury collection and it feels so refreshing. I feel like just by letting go of the pieces I don't reach for, I now have so much more mental and physical space because there's now less to look after and worry about. Besides, with the cash I receive from the sales, I could use it for my wishlist items, which means I don't have to dig into my savings or income. To be honest, many times I would use the money for investing or experiences anyway. So I'm not saying you have to rush into buying anything new every time you sell something. In fact, I think when you curate your closet, you will really start to see the benefits of having a smaller collection, and that itself will make you want to buy less anyway. Another way to manage your money like a luxury minimalist is to invest your money. Investing basically means putting your money to work for you. I feel like investing has never been easier because nowadays there's so much information out there for us to learn about anything. I personally like to invest in index funds, ETFs, and stocks, but there are many other options out there, so make sure to do your due diligence. For me, investing has completely changed the way I look at money. I now often look at the aspect of opportunity cost every time I feel like buying something or splurging on myself. For example, £1,000 invested today could possibly grow into £2,000 in 10 years' time. So do I really want to spend the £1,000 on a handbag today, or should I leave it to grow and even double? Asking this one question has given me so much clarity about what I truly love, to the extent I'm willing to sacrifice the dividend and the interest I otherwise could have got from investing. And I can honestly say I've cut down so much on shopping just by doing this one thing. Another way to manage your money like a luxury minimalist is budgeting. I leave this one to the very last because I feel like when you enjoy minimalism to a certain extent, you will find joy in not consuming mindlessly anyway. So in a way, a budget is not really that essential anymore. However, if you're quite new to the journey of intentional living and spending, a budget can be really helpful. I used to do this myself, so I would allocate a percentage of my money to luxury shopping. Based on this figure, I would then create a wish list for all the beautiful things I would like to spend this money on. When you put a limit on how much you can spend, you naturally will take good time to decide on every single purchase because you want to get the best value for your money. I personally still have a budget, but I use it quite differently now. In the past, I used to call it my guilt-free money, which means I can spend it on absolutely anything because I had taken care of my other more important responsibilities. So quite often I would max out my budget. As long as I didn't exceed the limit, I was quite happy. Whereas now I often shop way under budget. And to be honest, it's not that much of a challenge anymore when you actually find joy in wanting to have less. So those are the 7 simple ways to manage your money like a luxury minimalist. I used to think happiness was about constantly buying beautiful and expensive things, but now I realize the true fulfillment comes from wanting to have less and be grateful for it. For a lot of us, money doesn't come easy, so it's just really important to manage it wisely. If you don't take full control of your money, it will start controlling you. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to share, like and subscribe. I will see you in my next one. Have a nice day.